Welcome to the Site-65 podcast. I'm your host, Robert Tomato Peterson, and we are back. Is everyone excited?
Yeah,
No,
I'd say so.
No,
happy to be here.
not at all.
I couldn't understand most of that. Anyways, we took
That's the spirit.
roughly a month off, and we had to work some things out, and I may or may not have gotten a little lazy during that time, but we're back. We have a cornucopia of people here today, but I want to remind everyone listening that we record weekly, sometimes on weekends, but most of the time during the weekdays. You could follow us on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. I almost said Apple Playlists, and I realized that's wrong.
Yeah, it's pretty
When are we
incorrect. I gotta
making a
say.
TikTok?
We tried making a TikTok at one time, but TikTok doesn't like 30-minute episodes. They want like 5-second episodes that are like surrounded by Family Guy funny moments, and like that doesn't really work.
We can do it in a bunch of different parts and put like Family Guy under it.
I mean, you're not wrong. I might have to look into that, but viewership has been pretty good. Anyways, let's start at the top. Actually, I shouldn't really say start at the top of people who are sitting around me because we're no longer doing this in the lunchroom. We had an outpouring of people who wanted to host the podcast all from different sites and different countries. So we're just all doing this in our own individual offices and just remoting in. Don't tell anyone. We may be using a server created by 079. But just keep that on the down low, okay?
To us.
Yeah. He's totally not listening. Anyways, we have Consultant Huff.
Hello, everyone.
We have Dened.
No.
We have ethics member Charles Whitney.
Good evening.
We have Mel Rosewood.
G'day.
I'm still sad you don't say hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier.
Up yours too. I'm not gonna fucking do that.
I can't even believe this guy doesn't remember my role within the foundation. So
Look, I'm sorry. You're what is it? Department director for DEA.
Yeah, monitor.
Oh,
Yeah,
Former
See, IR smart. I don't know if he's here right now. Soft mod. Nope. That's fine. He'll pop in eventually. And we have our favorite goober, Wybert.
Guten Abend, as they say in Deutschland.
Yes, we. I don't speak British. Yeah. So, anyways, welcome everyone. I'm happy to have you all back for this show. Thank you all for wanting to host and stuff like that. So, as is tradition on this podcast, we like to kind of go through the people who haven't hosted before and ask them a couple of questions. So, the first person I mentioned was Huff. Huff,
I've hosted before.
yeah, I know, but it's been a while. So, let's just start with you. What's something crazy that's happened recently that you've seen on site, and what's your craziest story from site?
That's a tough one. So something crazy that has happened on site recently.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose this is something that maybe the US doesn't know, but does the US know about how Kayla has tracking ankle bracelets?
Oh,
Kayla's
God.
part of the director
Oh God,
from
not the ankle
every single
bracelets.
MTF.
Really?
Because she has a habit of going to Flu 2 and getting drunk off vodka from 249.
I never do that as well. Never ever. I definitely didn't. No.
So
Well, I can't
I'll
say
just
that I
tuck that
can't
zip
relate.
file away.
I can't say that I can't relate because I once got in trouble at the foundation for getting 682 drunk. So,
Fair enough.
How did that happen?
I don't
I'll
impress you,
explain
man.
after. I'll explain everything after we go through everything. Anything else you want to say, Huff?
nothing that comes to my head as of now.
Okay. Department Director Dened. Same question to you.
I'm not a director, but
Whatever.
I did get arrested by the chairman by accident today. Or not today, the other day. He was like arresting me as a joke, and I kind of hit a bind, my panic button that told them to kill people arresting me.
So
But people kept breaking me out of prison, someone broke into my cell and gave me 106.
No.
And after 01 got me back in my cell, I teleported right in front of them.
That's not
seems
very
to be
good.
some anomalies
It was
is going on
quite fun.
there.
It was quite funny. Yeah, I didn't serve much of my sentence at all. People kept breaking me out. It's pretty nice.
Okay, dented earmuffs, please. Charles, arrest him after.
Noted.
Charles would
anyways,
never arrest me.
Moving on, Charles, now that we got that cleared up, anything you want to say? Anything that's happened to you recently? Anything fun?
Oh, wacky on site. Oh,
Yep.
just a brief formation of MTF Rat 1. Sentient rats that were armed on site and assisting containing SCPs. briefly.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh yeah, I remember that too.
Sadly, the
They were
rats
running
no
around
longer
with
around.
guns. It
They
was
plummeted
so
to their
funny.
death off Core Sector Bridge after chasing a lump of cheese someone threw.
That's awesome.
It was quite a
And-
sight.
Totally in character form. Like, what else would a rat do, right?
I don't
Exactly.
know.
They were easy employees, to say the least.
That's true.
Mel, since you're piping up, do you have anything interesting that's happened recently?
Well, then, let me tell you. For
Why
me-
did you just turn Texas?
I don't know. I turned into Texas, yeah. There was one thing that happened that I don't know if he was if he was arrested for it or not. But there's a guy who was roaming around. I can't remember exactly where it was. Like the entire facility, pretty much, at least where I'm allowed to tread. Who described himself as an Oompa Loompa,
God.
and I'll say he had the physical properties of one. He was rather short and.
Was he
Well,
orange?
You'll get the rest. Not
that
orange,
reminds
but
me-
he's getting there.
That reminds me of a
Huh.
logistics agent that once came in sight. He was a dwarf, and me and an A1 lieutenant forced him into the pneumatic tubes and sent him to the chairman's office.
Oh, that's
We cuffed
awesome.
him and forced
God.
him in under gunpoint.
Oh, that would explain it.
It was so funny.
That is amazing.
Oh, the chairman was not happy.
See, as an American, I'm too fat to fit in the pneumatic tubes.
Oh, Charles, did you hear about my weapons test in Core Sector the other day?
At the Matador? Yes.
Yeah, I didn't realize that there was a site inspector looking at me from the site director's office.
I'm sure you didn't.
Yeah, I zoomed in with my binos after, and I was like, shit.
Submod, are you here now?
Yeah.
Wonderful. We just got done going through introductions. I assumed you stepped away from your microphone for a second, so we skipped over you. But just going down the list of people here that I have in this call. Something interesting that's happened to you on site recently? Anything fun? Anything crazy?
Or I saw there was a video of a combat medic getting a hold of a matador and then shooting it at a crowd of 7 people.
Oh, wow.
Really?
That was
Oh,
pretty
God.
cool.
Welcome to the
Was it a
facility.
D-class disguised?
No, a combat medic.
God damn.
Was he killed afterwards?
I don't think
I
so.
hope so.
Oh, great. He's still out there then. Wonderful. I've always wanted to fire a matador, but I feel like that would just get me in trouble really quickly.
It does, yeah.
Just
I
to
mean, my
fail the
weapons
test,
test
you'd be
got me in
surprised.
trouble. I had both ISDs after me for that one.
And finally,
Okay.
the goober himself, Wybert.
Yeah.
What about you? Anything
Something
fun
that
or
I've
interesting
done.
happened?
Well, since it's been quite a while since we last got together, I've done a few things. I met a god, sort of. It was an interesting
seems like-
experience.
You met
Whoa.
343?
343-B.
There's a dash B?
Yeah, the bartender. He's quite a nice guy.
What?
Didn't you talk about this in the last episode too?
Why are we only hearing about this now?
I heard about this in the last episode.
Bartender?
I don't remember the last episode. I don't remember
No,
it having
this is that
breakfast
one.
Oh yeah,
this
no,
morning.
I met him again.
Oh, nice.
Third time we met. Quite a nice fella.
Well, was that the bartender that had the door that he placed in Core Sector?
It may have been.
Yeah, and
I
then
know, it's that one.
then when I tried to leave, I was teleported to the GOC vault in Pinewood.
No, don't get me started on him and the GOC base. They tried to kill him, but that didn't work out well for them.
course
Oh,
it
the
is.
GOC.
Typical.
Doesn't normally work out well when they try to kill God. Remember 1874?
We mentioned earlier that I got 682 drunk and someone wanted to know how that happened.
Yeah,
Lots
me.
and lots of Everclear.
Oh,
That makes sense,
Oh
actually.
god, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so essentially
I
I
don't know what I
wanted to
expected.
test 682. I've been doing a lot of testing with 682 where I just give him drugs. I'll explain that. So basically I wanted to test 682's tolerance to alcohol. So I had him in a D class go shot for shot taking Everclear shots. Only for each shot the D class took, 682 would drink 1 liter of Everclear. It cost the foundation a lot of money. But, when you have a copy of the company credit card, the world is your oyster.
and
which,
when
by
you
the
have
way-
testing, you need to make a little bit of sacrifices.
Yes, which, by the way, Wybert, I'm going to need that copy of the company credit card back as soon as possible. I have to get some uranium.
Weapons grade uranium?
Yeah.
No problem.
I'm sure you can
building a
scare
nuke?
up some from the other facility. I mean,
Well, the last time I had to get plutonium last time, and I had to get it from Iraq.
oh yeah, okay, that I confused the two of those up. Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
Remind me to
And,
launch an inquiry into your research.
I'll explain it in a second once I'm done talking about the alcohol stuff. So 682 consumed 13 liters of Everclear, and the D class consumed 13 shots of Everclear before passing out. The D class was promptly eaten by a very, very, very drunk 682 messily, and 682 proceeded to puke everywhere and then pass out.
So pretty much what he did is that, okay, so he ate a D class, then puked up said D class, and then fell over cold. What
Yes.
Fucking me in the morning, Jesus.
You turn 682 Irish.
That's like me after I have the potching that my dad gives me sometimes. He's from Tyrone, so every time he's over, he gets a wee bottle of potching that someone's made, and it hits hard. It's like 70%.
Oh, this stuff was like, I'm not a drinker, so I don't know the percentage. This stuff is like 95%.
God damn!
Yeah, it's essentially straight
Yeah.
alcohol.
Yeah.
I remember whenever I was back in my teenage days, I was like 18 or something, me and my friends got, it's like 90, it was like 93% while we were in Spain. It's fucked.
Oh dear.
I don't have memories of those days because I'm not a drinker. I'm not a drug user in general. I just give drugs to 682.
Have you considered
Don't worry,
using
officer, I'm not a drug
420?
user, I just keep them.
I'm a borderline alcoholic, so.
Have you considered
Don't worry,
utilizing
officer.
420J on
This
682?
alcohol. Don't worry, officer. This alcohol is not for me. It is for an indestructible lizard. Please let me go. I am very late.
The great thing
Honestly, if I were an
being,
officer, I'd let you go more under like, what the hell is this? I don't even want to be involved in this person. I feel like there's a bad omen.
The great thing about Pinewood is the sheriffs aren't very good at their job. Like no one really cares about drink and drive. Happens quite a lot.
That is true.
Do they normally
There's
from
no
other
one there.
facilities
There's
care?
no one there to run over or the odd chaos insurgent.
As far as
Well,
I
we
know,
make a-
isn't it like if you kill someone like in a drinking and driving accident, you give your like sorries and then that's it.
Yeah, well, I'd never do it in a proper place, but in Pinewood it's fine because there's no one there.
It's fair.
I'd like to interject into here and remind the people listening not to drink and drive because that is illegal.
Most definitely, yeah. And also it
In
is
some states.
very unhealthy in many ways, more than one.
Yeah.
Actively destroys your neurons.
Remember, the
Don't do
problem-
drugs, kids. But if you are, make sure you get high with 682. I did that recently. Found out a lot about his history.
But Dennis, remember,
I'm
the
not a
problem
drug
isn't the
user.
drunk drivers; it's the drunk crashers.
Now,
So
listen,
true.
don't
So
do
true, Charles.
don't do drugs. But if anyone offers you any drugs, say yes because they're worth a lot of money. But don't do
I
them.
mean, did you guys know that statistically 80% of crashes happen due to sober drivers? Yeah.
That's a good metric.
Mm.
Well,
So really,
You
we
have a
should all be
20?
drunk.
I think the real lesson here is speed never kills anyone. It's stopping suddenly.
Exactly.
It's not
Anyways.
the fall that kills you,
Let's
it's
live
the
by.
landing.
It's kind of like that old metric of 90% of gamblers quit before hitting it big.
Yeah. Just gotta put in one more quarter.
I actually
Yeah,
lost
one
like
more.
20K doing death
Just one more paycheck. One more.
Yeah, so recently I got, and yes, I got permission from this for this. I got 682 incredibly high on weed. He really enjoyed it. He told me a bit about his past. He used to live in the Amazon, and in exchange for not eating a tribe, the tribe would give him like cattle to munch on and stuff like that. One night, 682 awoke to the smell of burning weed. He wandered into the town and found that the tribe was burning large marijuana plants in the center of town and doing like a dance around it. 682 enjoyed the smell and just kind of laid there. So 682's kryptonite is in fact weed.
Does it make him more talkative, or is he just like, do you two have like a soft spot for each other?
I think it's a combination of A, a combination of B.
Like,
I've worked with 682
50-50 kind
enough.
of deal?
Yeah, I think I've worked with 682 enough to where he kind of, I don't know if he necessarily respects me. I think it just he wants to eat me a little less.
Well,
Yeah.
I'd say respect, but I wouldn't say like, I don't know. You're lower on his priority list when it comes to hunger. I'll say that much.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I've been up to recently. It's been a lot of fun.
For someone who says you don't drink or do drugs, a lot of your tests seem to revolve around substance abuse.
That is true. I'm not a drug user, but I do spend a lot of my time in rehab. No, I'm kidding. No, I just find it fascinating to see what these, because we know what drugs do to humans. What do they do to SCPs?
I'd imagine it has similar effects,
Interesting
but
line of
like
thought.
different reactions.
I don't know. I think next time I'll try to roll a joint using 012.
That seems unhealthy as fuck.
That doesn't sound like a good idea.
You'll end up outside of the facility in an alleyway.
Oh, that's happened more than once already.
Okay, in an alleyway without
I
clothes.
sleepwalk.
You know
Wait,
the
didn't
way
you just say you don't
912
do drugs?
listens to all our orders, because we have guns and military uniform on. What if I
Yeah.
just like get him to roll joints for me?
I mean, you could.
I don't
Wonder
think
if
he
you
has
can-
the what's the word I'm looking for here? Just the finger work for that.
Hand-eye coordination.
I'm sure he could be quite coordinated, but his gloves, not really.
True.
All right. Well, I have a couple of news stories from the site that I'd like to talk about with you guys, if that's okay.
Please do.
These are just
Go on.
these are just taken from our daily news pamphlet that's passed around in the morning. We get them with our coffee. 682, friendly neighborhood lizard, attempted to escape recently by hiding in a cardboard box and trying to slip out of the facility, packed with a couple of gears with 914. Basically, 914 was being transferred. 682 decided to hide in a cardboard box that was being used to ship parts of the gears. And, well, it would have worked, except his tail was sticking out.
But here's the
Wait,
question.
so
Did
it
the
was
bag
the
come back?
box was covering his entire body, but just
Yeah.
not the tail?
Yeah,
How big was the box?
big.
Yeah.
Was it like a container? Because in that case, it'd be more expensive. Well, no, if it was a container, he'd be able to hide his tail. Okay, never mind.
No, it was a cardboard box. He just used. I don't know how he got it into his containment cell. Basically, 682 did like a snake, like from Metal Gear Solid, where he would like skirt around in the box and like kind of hide when people walked by, and no one seemed to question it. He got
Yeah,
all
but
the way
instead
to
of it being-
EZ.
Instead of him being a snake reptile, he was a gator reptile, so he didn't quite pull it off.
Yeah,
Hmm.
unfortunately, his tail got in the way. What else happened? Oh, 999 ate a couple pens from our supply cabinet, and everywhere he slimed, ink would leak out.
Ugh,
Of course.
fuck.
Of course.
That sounds disgusting.
That
I
actually
mean-
explains a lot.
Did
Have
he
you
turn
got a-
black?
News
No, he
reporter on
turned
your side as
blue.
well?
I'm sorry, what was that, Dinid?
Oh, no.
Have you got a news reporter on your side as well?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, ours is a
God.
wee bit different. He talks a lot about people. Like,
Hmm.
He went up to floor 3, and they did not like him being there and taking pictures of him.
Does that not surprise me?
Do you want me to tell you the reasoning why I got so relieved when I heard that?
Why?
Go on.
Because you mentioned how he slimes around everywhere, and all that he slimed around was like ink.
Yeah.
I genuinely believed when I saw like a trailer of that. I genuinely believed that I almost like pissed on the spot that it was Radical Larry coming back. But
That makes sense.
because if it's a completely like almost tar-looking line towards Summer, I'm just like, okay, I need to fucking call someone.
Yeah. No, I get that completely, and it took a while to clean up because it is ink. So yeah, 999, little rascal, always eating stuff. Let's see
Yeah,
what else
definitely.
happened.
It was a pleasure to see.
Someone decided to put a bunch of cardstock paper into 914 just to see what would happen, and it produced sentient I can't say this word, origami animals.
Really?
Yes.
That's incredible.
They're currently on Dr. Clef's desk. There's a little elephant, there's a giraffe, there's a, what else is there? There's a tortoise, and I believe there's a monkey. They just kind of hop around and do things.
914. Every time I find someone abusing it, and I get to take the weapons that they abused for after like restraining or killing them. Absolutely
You have
beautiful.
people abusing 914 when he's in your site too?
Oh, constantly.
Naturally.
But I love
Yeah.
that. I don't complain because I get they get arrested, it's fine, and I get a free PKM or something like that. Lovely, nice heavy weapon.
See, we have the
Noted.
issue where because we have 294 on the Canadian site, and people constantly are just abusing that. I hear it's located kind of near research bunks, so occasionally all you hear is someone popping drinks and just downing them, and it's typically just like a techie or something like that. Just drinking cups of beer.
Well, they're having a good time.
I mean, yeah, but it's also during work hours. Like, what are you supposed to do there?
Yeah,
you guys
true.
also have the issue of techies unionizing every few days.
Not techies. I think we had GenSec try to unionize.
Really?
No, we've had that. We also have chefs do it quite a lot.
Chefs are the worst.
Was anyone around for MTF Orange 1?
Oh,
Orange
yes,
one?
I made
There's a bunch
I
of
made a lot of
unionizing
orders and a lot of
technicians. And they created their own MTF, and they would guard things like 914 whenever it was on site. It's quite
That's
funny.
awesome.
They were armed to the teeth. as
They
well.
claimed it wasn't a union. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Um,
God bless them. God bless. They wear balaclavas and just have weapons outside it.
It was
So,
a headache for internal affairs.
I'm sure, but who cares about internal affairs now?
so I have a question
I
for
do.
you guys, and I want to know if you guys have had this happen over in the UK as well. Someone's been going around putting fake mustaches on the SCPs.
No, we haven't had that.
Oh, okay.
No.
Someone put one on 173. Someone put one on 682. Someone put one on 999. Someone put one on 096.
That's
Okay,
basically
How did you know someone put it on 096?
Because someone saw 096's face and shouted, "When the fuck did he get a mustache?" and then was murked. So we
Yeah.
sent a robot in to remove the mustache, and it was just held on by a little piece of tape.
The other question is, how in the world did they even manage to attach it in the first place?
I mean,
I don't
Might have got
scramblers.
B-Cross to do it.
Yeah,
How,
scramblers.
what, why, and when, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't figure out how they appeared. They just kind of showed up one day, and these SCPs had mustaches.
If they put some
They seem
makeup
to
on
have pranked
096, would that make it so that if you saw it, he wouldn't get angry? Like, if you
No, 096 was still angry.
put a whole lot of makeup on him, would he get angry? Maybe.
No.
Oh yeah, another thing. Is it happening in the UK? Like, I'm finding civilians getting lynched around the site.
Jesus
Oh, that's
Christ.
probably
Oh.
DEA. Yeah, we have a tendency to do that.
We did crucify unionizing
Not too
techs
often.
at one point.
Well, it's only if they have a weapon on them, of course. Never. They're usually reaching to be fair. Never will find.
Yes, reaching.
Yeah, always
The
reaching.
lovely
Mhm.
excuse.
Always reaching. Sure, don't you always hear over our
Ah.
radio, "Stop reaching!" And then the gunshots, you never hear. Just
Apologies, I've
gunshots.
just got to reach for tribunal summons real quick.
Speaking
Um,
of tribunals, there was that one that happened like 2 days ago where it was 3 IA prosecutors against like one DA defense who was defending himself.
headache.
Yeah,
He got prosecuted. I didn't even know.
yeah.
It
It was
was
Damien,
impromptu.
Was it CL3D? I'm assuming.
I
CL4.
feel like
Oh,
I,
who?
I feel,
Unsure of the name.
the guy who got prosecuted.
Special
it was
agent, I'm
Damien.
guessing.
It was Damien.
Ah, Damien. Of course it was.
Hey, also, off topic, but can I just mention whoever did the April Fool's prank of modifying the coffee machine to dispense and what I call invisible espresso? Go fuck yourself.
Oh, God, what?
That
I
I
thought
did
it
not
was
hear about
broken,
that.
and then I realized that, like, I was actually like, I grabbed the cup and my hands were just completely wet and also like felt like they were boiling because of how fucking warm it was.
Random tangent. What is your favorite drink from the vending machine?
No,
Not espresso
Kim,
anymore.
Kim or vodka?
As a member of
McDonald's
Medal,
Coke.
I feel like I'm forced to say
Kim is
vodka.
just vodka and steroids, so I tend to avoid it a wee bit. But
Fair.
one of the medical consultants showed me it because they love their alcohol.
Yeah.
I recall some people being a big fan of, what was it called? Requise?
Oh, I
Ooh,
love some of that.
They love a
That's
bit
it.
of quiz.
Interesting drink.
my
Stay
favorite
away
drink
from
is.
whiskey, though.
I always ask it for a can of Coke from a McDonald's because they seem to have the best Coke.
You're
What's
weird.
the-
You're weird.
I was
What?
once getting
How
some
am I
drinks.
weird?
Coke fan, not a Coke fan.
How can they have
Coke
the
from
best Coke?
McDonald's?
Doesn't
Yes,
it all come in a
McDonald's
can
has
of
the
Right.
best Coke.
It's syrup with sparkling water.
Yeah, and it's tasty as fuck.
It's just what Coke is everywhere.
No, I know, but like, that's not. Have you ever tried Mexican Coke before?
Yeah, it's
And
also
that's like-
delicious.
It's like UK Coke because we actually use sugar.
You guys ever have Coke Cherry before? For some reason, it reminds me of the beach.
Oh, God.
I don't
Oh,
mind Coke Cherry. I prefer Coke Vanilla if I had the
Spicy.
You
option.
ever had hot Coke?
Do
You guys
have a
have
look at
you
it
guys have
over in the
cherry
US?
flavored cocaine?
I have a bottle of that right there.
Coca's in Coca-Cola, I believe.
Anyway,
Yes.
Wait, we're talking
apologies.
about.
I'm not Spanish for now, though. Have fun for the best.
See you, Charles.
Well,
Goodbye, Charles.
Goodbye, Charles.
All right. Well, Charles had to hop away, so that's fine. Yeah, we're approaching the half-hour mark, so I kind of want to wind things down. Unless anyone has any other interesting, fun stories to talk about, I'm always down.
I
to
actually
keep
have
talking.
something. I have
Yeah,
something.
Mel.
This was an idea that I was gonna pull on a lot, like a fun April Fool's thing, but I didn't really have time to do it because, schedules got mixed up and whatever. But do you want me to
Yeah.
tell you the fun little April Fool's prank?
Sure.
All right, I think I have it written down. Yeah, right here. So if I just look at my notes, okay, here. So I have like a full plan here. The execution was to select a specific office or workplace where the prank will take place. Take, for example, just like a neighboring office or something. And then gradually, over time, remove common office supplies such as pens, notepads, staplers, or paper clips from the area over a period of time leading up to the day. That'll create, and I felt like that'll create a mysterious atmosphere by leaving behind cryptic notes or symbols suggesting a possible anomaly or something. And then, eventually, like, as all this happens, I'll just see people speculating, like, hey, what the fuck's happening in that office? Hey, what the hell? You should stay away from that office. So then on April Fool's Day, be like, hey, happy little prank time, and then just return the office supplies, and people would be like, oh, you. I feel like that would be a fun thing to do, but I feel like, one, it'll be extremely suspicious if I walk in and out of a different office other than mine, just taking random shit out of it. Also, I feel like I'd get spotted very easily, and be like, oh, of course, it's just fucking, like, Mel doing this shit.
I have a response to this, and the response is, "You are a monster."
Yes, and I thrive on it.
You know, I must admit, I feel like pranks have gotten a bit safer from back in my day. Because a while ago, I mean a long while ago, I was in the intelligence department as an ambassador. And we had certain pranks against IA once in a while, which would consist of us going into their offices, hacking their terminals in order to put the memetic kill switch on.
Oh my god.
I got to take some notes after you guys.
I tried breaching 096 as a prank, but God told me to stop.
Well,
think
yeah,
the
343
worst-
was on site. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't want his children doing anything weird.
I think the worst thing I've done
It's
is
just
put
a prank, though.
I think the worst
for
thing
April
I've done is
Fools.
put a slam in the director of IA's office. Liam Reeds.
Fair enough. I think I blew up a cadet with an M202 once.
Nice.
We've all done horrible things on site.
Almost killed a
Speak for
site
yourself.
inspector with a matador as well. That was not good.
I haven't done a horrible thing
Where are
this
you
afternoon
getting these
yet.
matadors? Hold on. Where are you
I
getting
just
these matadors?
let myself into AA.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
my
I'm
God.
usually very heavily armed.
Hold on, that implies that just pretty much any old schmuck can just walk in, and without EC, you're able to do it.
I mean,
Well,
yeah,
I'm
I'm
a
technically
department
able
manager.
to.
I'm a CL4. I can walk in.
Yeah,
It
I'm a
requires
skill
bias.
four
I
as
mean,
well.
but Robert, if an executive goes into AA, that's gonna look weird.
I mean,
Yeah,
to
we
be
can see-
fair, I
one
once
say-
got a.
vengeful fucking
I
security
simply
guard.
just say that a CIBTR was called out, so I just go on and take it.
I once walked in because, like, when I first got CL4 and like I was able to go up to the armory, I didn't really know what I was doing. So I was like, okay, I just have to go in here to get a gun. And I walked in, and there was a minigun laying there, and I picked it up, and I just had it strapped to me. And I walked down the stairs, and an MTF stopped me. He goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I go, "What do you mean? I'm level 4. I'm allowed to have this." And I kept walking. He held me at gunpoint, and I'm like, "Sir, no, I'm a level 4. I showed him my card." And he's like, "You can't have that." And I'm like, "What do you mean, my knife?" And he's like, "No, your minigun." I'm like, "Oh."
Oh,
People kinda
that?
just-
I barely even noticed it was there.
People kind of
Yeah.
just let me do what I want, so I just take it.
I mean, fair enough. I don't
You know, I wish-
it's more strict over here in Canada.
I really wish they'd
Suppose.
had a flamethrower to AA already.
Oh,
But
same.
the
I
question
love
is,
the
like,
flamethrower.
pretty much every single piece of equipment that the Foundation has some sort of like a very big reason. Even the pencils we have, they're only handed out very sparingly.
Yeah, we
the
have number
flamethrower,
3 pencils. It's
what
really
would that
weird.
do?
Right, imagine
mean-
CI are coming down our elevators. I can just mark them immediately by just filling up the entire elevator that they've piled into with a flamethrower.
Hey, see,
No,
nerve
flamethrowers
gas
would
does
be
the same
fun.
job.
Yeah,
But
but
is it
yes,
as
they
fun?
forbid us
Yeah,
from
that's
using it on humans. Actually, yeah, I wish we could just use it.
Do you guys think ethics members can declare themselves as combatives?
I don't know.
I mean, who's going to stop them?
Yeah.
Isn't the
That's true, but
O5
also-
technically above them?
One thing that,
Yeah.
that got me
What?
thinking about that whole
Right,
flamethrower
I think we
idea
should stop
is
talking about this.
No,
but-
we're allowed to talk about the O5.
Yeah?
Yeah.
one thing about
I
the
think question
flamethrower
might
is
spark up a
that
wee bit of something.
maybe in a matter of time it'll happen. I mean, for goodness sakes,
Well,
good
I
things
mean-
come to those who wait, like
Yeah, but
dual
I've been waiting
flamethrowers
2
and beer.
years.
I don't know.
I've been
We
waiting
can talk
2
to
years.
them about getting
Administration about getting a
flamethrowers.
flamethrower. I'll ask Pennington, our site director.
If enough people lobby for a flamethrower, we can probably get it.
Yeah, I can get
Probably.
all the SOP behind me.
Alright, I kind of want to end off the episode here just because we're ending on kind of a good note here. So I want to say a couple things to the people listening. First off, thank you for listening. Thank you for the continued support on the podcast. It has been, great to have so many people interested in hosting and stuff like that. And remember, don't share this with anyone who's not an SCP Foundation member. We can't let this shit get out to the public.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah, so you could follow us on Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I think we're also on Google Podcasts, but I don't remember putting us there. So I don't exactly know how that happened. But yeah, you can follow us on there, go out and do that. Tell your friends about the podcast who are Foundation members. Huff, you have anything you want to say?
Yes. If you're a member of E11, go to your local site administration member and request a flamethrower in AA today.
All right. Denon?
I mean, if we start a vote, maybe it'll happen.
Sorry,
Yeah.
what was that?
Oh, I asked if you had anything you wanted to say to end off.
No, I've said everything.
All right, Mel?
Me personally, I'd just say I hope everyone has had, or even if you don't celebrate, I hope everyone's had a good Easter because things have been hectic here the past few months, and I hope that day was just a day where we could just relax a little bit.
Very good. Softmod?
Yeah, McDonald's Coke sucks.
Treason.
Fair. You got a point.
And Wybert.
My guy died in RimWorld, and I'm very sad now.
Stop playing game. Okay.
I wasn't playing Battlefield on my computer.
How are you? Okay. We'll have
Oh, I
to
was
talk
on
about this
Dark
later.
Souls.
Thank you all
Just
very much for
Souls.
listening to the podcast. I've been your host, Robert Tomato Peterson. Have a wonderful day.